Cowboys fans, what's good? You are now rocking with the best. It is the off season. We looking fresh. We looking good. We're rested. Roll Parrish, Jesse Holley, Believe in Cowboys, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. So there's really nothing going on. You know, I know everybody's loving the World Cup, and I've been watching too. Shouts out to Brazil. Shouts out to all the teams. Of course, Team USA. But what we're gonna
shout out to Cape Verde, baby. Cape Verde.
Cape Verde doing their thing.
I like what I see in the stands at Cape Verde. Not so much on the field, but I like what I see in the stands.
Of course.
Good people, as they say, Cape Verde.
My man locked in. He got all the terminology, everything. So as we lead up to training camp, what we want to do, we want to break down a couple of positions that are important in the league as far as opponents the Cowboys are going to be facing this season as we go into 2026. So we're going to start with quarterbacks. Obviously, that's the most important position on the field, you know, give or take. I know some positions might say other positions are more important, but this is where all the big money goes. This is where the bulk of the salary cap goes. This is the face of your franchise the majority of the time. And this is who the casual fan is going to look at whenever the Cowboys play a team. They're going to start looking at the quarterback. So we're going to go from 10 to 1, our top 10 quarterbacks the Cowboys are going to face this season. Jesse Holley, he has his list ready. Yes. So let me do this. And you know, obviously we have a top 10. I want to start with an honorable mention. Now, we're going to have two totally separate lists. We can make comparisons. I'm just going to start with honorable mention. So I'm going to start with Cam Ward, honorable mention. He doesn't make the top 10. He's going to be a hell of a player one day. Shouts out to the U. Sam Darnold's not going to be in my top 10. Jackson Dart is not going to be in my top 10. And sorry, Jacoby Brissett, although he had a great moment, a couple of moments last season, he's not going to be in the top 10 either. So that's the spoiler alert. I don't know if you have an honorable mention. I just wanted to put my honorable mention out there.
Yeah, now if I had an honorable mention, it would be because the book is still out on him, and that would be Cam Ward, right? There's not enough of a sample size to kind of put Ward in a conversation, you know, after his rookie season. And I hope that he has a bright future. It looked like they're trying to build something down there in Tennessee. But, yeah, he would be the one name that I looked at in this top 10. You know, when you look at the quarterbacks and all that they have to face, yeah, you know, Jackson Dart, another one, didn't make the top 10 for me. So, yeah, Cam Ward is one of those honorable mentions on this list.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get it cracking. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's say 2 for 2. You give me your top 2, and then we'll keep it going like that. So start with number 10 and number 9 for you. Who you got?
All right, so for me, number 9 for me, this was a guy who came on strong about 2 seasons ago, and everybody was even talking about like, this dude is on the ascension. They were comparing, saying he was better than Dak Prescott, and how he was going to take this team to the next level. And it looked as if he was. It looked as if he was the heir apparent to a guy that had went away for some other stuff, and he was stepping into that role as being that next generation of quarterbacks. And he's kind of fizzled out the last 2 years. I don't know whether it's a mental thing. I mean, he's had the weapons, and he just hasn't been able to perform up to snub as you would thought he would, for coming from the point where he was about 2 seasons ago. And the Cowboys, they'll have to battle this quarterback early in the season. The 4th game, it's going to be the battle of I-45. Number 10 for me is quarterback of the Houston Texans, CJ Stroud.
All right, you know what? We didn't look at each other's notes before, but ironically, we have the same guy at number 10. He just rounds out the top 10. Well, listen, we all know CJ Stroud, as you mentioned. He had the goods when he came in, had the unorthodox pregame rituals, shooting the basketball, had the tennis ball, and then he went out and then he balled out. All of a sudden, a couple of years later, it's like, dog, why are you shooting free throws before the game? I think we need to work on your terminology, your ability to read defenses. Probably had the worst, if not one of the worst games ever in NFL history from the quarterback position in that last playoff game. So he's number 10, and he barely makes the top 10 for me. Who you got at number 9?
Like, number 9 for me was another one who a lot of people thought coming out of college was a can't-miss prospect. They thought that this guy was going to take the league by storm. He had the look. He had the arm. He was a baller in college. And he's had some moments throughout his NFL career where you were like, if he can be that consistently, then he would be able to take that mantle as one of them, right? And so a lot of people thought that, and it kind of quite haven't lived up to the hype. Again, they had a moment where they went far into the playoffs, all the way to their conference championship game. But it's, you know, as who was that Cedric Entertainer once said, you know, that curl quite ain't right. That curl ain't never really quite curled all the way over. Even though he has straight hair, and most people would call him sunshine, number 9 for me is out of Jacksonville, the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence.
Man, that is hilarious. Again, just to pull the curtain back, fans, of course, this is Believe in Cowboys presented by FanDuel. Me and Jesse talked about this topic, but we did not share notes. Coming in at number 9, again, we got the same top 2 so far for 9 and 10. So, yeah, he's coming off one of his best seasons. Yes, he was a can't-miss prospect. They really thought he was going to be that dude. Ironically, he came in after the quarterback that we talked about in college in Clemson, and we talked about C.J. Stroud, who followed up Sean Watts. We all know how that story goes, how it went. All right, so that's our top 2 going on. So now we're going to number 8. Who you got at number 8 and number 7?
All right, number 8 for me, man, I mean, what he did last year, well, I guess what his team did last year, you really can't, this is the ultimate goal. Like I know that they say football is a team sport. When it comes to quarterbacking, wins and rings are really what they look at. And despite how you may feel, at number 8 for me, this is a guy who got his team to and through the Super Bowl as a winner. At number 8 for me, I got Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is my number 8 quarterback on this list. He's had up and down moments. His turnovers can be a bit of a problem, but Sam Darnold has had a resurgence of his career. And, you know, he's kind of one of those steady eddies where he's not going to necessarily always lose you a game, but you're not looking him to take over a game and be like, you'll give it to me, put it on my back. When he's kind of steady Eddie and you got good pieces around him, and that defense was fantastic. Jackson Smith and Jigma was amazing. Kenneth Walker, while he was in Seattle, was fantastic for them. The offensive line was solid. And Sam Darnold did what you needed him to do. I wouldn't say he's like, oh, he was what Brad Johnson was, or he was what Dilfer was to those, you know, prolific defenses in Baltimore and Tampa Bay. I think he's more of a throwing quarterback than those guys, but you're not putting him in the conversation like, oh, yeah, he's up there with Patrick Mahomes and them. So for me at number 8, I got Sam Darnold.
Dude, he's the ultimate game manager. There's a reason he didn't make my top 10. I mean, you could have made the argument. I maybe could have traded him for C.J. Stroud at the 10th spot. But to me, listen, I need to see more from Sam Darnold. He had an outstanding season last year. Even the season before, he was amazing. However, I need to see that sample size just a little bit larger. As far as me, give me Daniel Jones at number 8. I know that, you know, he was laughed at and called Danny Dimes, and, you know, but in the right organization, before he had that injury, the Colts were rolling. They had an awesome running game. The defense was on point. He was making timely plays when he needed to. Of course, this is health dependent, but I mean, they were 8-2 before the injury.
Okay. Okay. All right. Daniel Dimes was it? That's a shocker to me. Me. All right. So
they'll call him Indiana Jones at one point. I mean, I'm just saying.
Number 7 for me, and I know people are gonna, like, when they watch this fan base is definitely gonna be like, you can't say that, you're a hater, yada yada yada. Number 7 for me, they just traded away his past number 1 wide receiver, and it has long been talked about that this team kind of has been held back a little bit because of his true inability to pass the football all over the field. You can't knock the fact that he's been to 2 Super Bowls, won a Super Bowl, has a winning record at his time at the position. But if we're talking about QBs that I would look at as far as could be problems to the Cowboys this upcoming season, number 7 for me is Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Wow. That's crazy. But you know what? After doing over a year of podcasts with you, I kind of have an idea about how you feel about Jalen Hurts as the
I just
quarterback.
don't. He's not a quarterback to me. Like he's just not a thrower of the football to me. So for that reason, I put him in the number 7 spot.
Hey, dog, this ain't my list. That's your list. You can do whatever you want with it. And if y'all want to add him, y'all can add him at Mr. Fourth.
At Mr. Fourth and Long. Come see me. Come see the boy. I ain't never dunked no smoke in my life. But when you come see me, make sure you have your list too. We ain't gonna just come talk about my list and you don't bring a list too. So bring your list, I'll bring my list, and we ain't ducking no smoke. We can have a simple conversation.
All right, Jalen Hurts coming in at number 7, and after you got Sam Darnold at number 8. I don't even know if your dogs like your selections. I can hear them.
You hear them in the background?
All right, number 7 for me. We will see this quarterback week 6. We saw him last season in that weird tie game on Sunday night. Give me Jordan Love going up at number 7. He could be he's lower on my list because for everything, all the great numbers, to me, it was like the team tapered off at the end of the season. Now, I know they had a ton of injuries on the offensive side and the defensive side, but in my opinion, when you have a quarterback, you're supposed to be able to elevate your game. And to me, he has the talent. To me, he is underachieved in a sense, so he comes in number 7 on my list.
Man, okay. Again, this is without the big list. That's your list. All right, so number 6. We're at number 6.
Yep, we at number 6.
Number 6 for me is this is a guy who is the system is perfect for his ability. The system is absolutely perfect for his ability. What he's able to do with the mastermind that he has as a head coach and a play caller, the weapons that he has around him, as long as he can stay on the field and healthy, whether he's getting the ball to his backs, to his tight ends, to his receivers, I think this quarterback, again, because sometimes we have the conversation about, oh, he's a system quarterback, or he's a game manager, or he's a bus driver. And I always use the conversation of, if your kids was on a bus, wouldn't you want that bus driver to be safe? Wouldn't you want your kids to get in that bus and go from point A to point B without being 3-wheel motion, without popping a wheelie, without being in the ravine somewhere? You know what I'm saying? So I always look at a bus driver and I go, if I'm on that bus or my kids are on that bus, I want that bus to get to where it started and to the destination it's supposed to get to in one piece. And I think he's done that really well and has kept this team competitive. Has gotten into a NFC East championship game. They haven't got over that hump, but for number 6 to me is Brock Purdy, quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
All right, cool. Who you got coming in at number 5?
Number 5. This is a wild card because he's a wild card type of player. And when he is hot, this Joker is hot. I've always liked his moxie. I've liked his attitude. I like his I don't give a damn about what y'all think or feel. I mean, he had that epic game when he was playing for the Rams a couple of years ago where he was on 2 days worth of practice and went out there and won a game. From me, number 5 in my list of the top 10 quarterbacks the Cowboys will face this year, number 5 is Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Mayfield for me.
I like that. Baker Mayfield. Monday. That's gonna be a Thursday night game. That's week 5 against of course, the Buccaneers. I actually got mine flip-flop. I got Baker at number 6. 2 strong years. He's clearly found a home in Tampa Bay. He was in the MVP conversation last season. Then things started to change towards the end. We'll see what happens this year. But Baker Mayfield, I know he has some injuries. I'm going to give him the slight edge because I think he's super underrated. He's been consistent as long as he's healthy. He's efficient and got a little bit of swag to him. Maybe not the same amount of swag as Baker Mayfield, but he has that offensive guru as a head coach and Coach Shanahan.
And so Purdy's 5 for you and Mayfield 6?
Correct. I got him flip-flop. Right. You got him another way.
I bet. So number 4 for me, another young quarterback. And again, when he came into this league, he took off. And everyone thought, this dude is going to be, he's going to catch fire and then he's just going to go. And then he had a little bit of regression. A lot of folks say that his mama being too much of his business and too much of his stuff. She always be around. But at number 4, as long as this guy is healthy, he's the dual threat. He is the absolute dual threat with the ability to run and pass. And he's out there in Chocolate City. So I'm going to say Jaden Daniels, quarterback of the Washington Commanders, at number 4 for me. I'll let you do your number 4, and then we'll get down to the drum roll of our top 3.
No, it's all good. We're going to see Jaden Daniels in week 2 and 18 this season. Of course, had that gruesome injury last year. Hopefully it doesn't follow the same line of RG3 where you have a star quarterback playing in the nation's capital and he puts on a show in his first year and all of a sudden things change. Hope he can get back healthy and do his thing. But I actually do have him at number 4 as well. He's the real deal, man. Like he's absolutely the real deal. He's worth the box office. He's worth the price of admission. So looking forward to seeing what he's able to do this season. I mean, aside from what he does when he plays against the Cowboys, I hope he has a healthy comeback season. Yeah,
and this is and that Commanders two times a year is going to be one that I really believe dictates how this season will go as far as winning the NFC East for the Cowboys. I always think the Cowboys are going to split with the Cowboys, beat up on the Giants, right? They're the Giants' dad. But Washington, depending on how well Jaden Daniels plays early in the year, you have to expect, while this defense is still trying to figure out what they are, that offense in Washington is a known commodity. They know what they want to be. They know what they have. And barring any setbacks coming out of training camp, Jaden Daniels is going to be healthy earlier in the season. Right? It's not like, now week 18 or whatever it is, 17, whenever they play them at the end of the year, that may be a situation where body might be beat up, injury might be there because he does have that slight frame, right? He's not a big guy. I don't know how the Commanders are going to deploy him this year as far as a running game, but earlier in the year, that's why you got to take care of business early. You don't want to drop one early to Washington, right? Because that can really, really mess things up for you as you try to march on towards winning the division and getting a good seed. All right, top 3 for Ro and I when it comes to the top 10 quarterback that the Cowboys will play this season. Number 3 for me.
Okay, hold on, wait. So let me just say this. I don't know who's in your top 3, but my top 3 only includes MVPs, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So go ahead.
Okay, my top 3 at number 3. This dude is talented, man. This dude is super, super talented. And I think he hasn't fell off. His team has dealt with some injuries. He could go. He could just flat out play football and could throw the football. Number 3, I got Jordan Love. I got Jordan Love as my number 3 quarterback that the Cowboys will face this year. He challenges the quarterbacks. And again, this is another one of those guys where the arm talent is remarkable. It is out of this world. He can make every single throw that there is to make on the football field. And if he can stay healthy and that team can stay healthy, their receivers were hurt every other week. They had a different receiver that was hurt. If they can stay healthy, he can stay healthy. I like LaFleur as a play caller and a coach. Green Bay is still one of those teams that you look at and you go, This falls on the shoulders of Jordan Love, and I like Jordan Love.
Man, Jordan Love is cool. At number 3 for me, again, MVPs only. Matt Stafford, Highland Park's finest, Georgia Bulldog. We know that his team is loaded. His team is stacked. Depending on the way the ball bounces in Seattle, maybe they should have been in a Super Bowl. We're not going to do those maybes. All I know is that he was the league MVP. He's coming in. He's a little bit older, and his age is the only reason he's not higher on my list. That's the only reason. Otherwise, we know he can make every throw, has crazy arm talent, and he's from the crib. So Matthew Stafford, for me, number 3. See him week 15.
Yeah. All right, number 2 for me. This guy's worth the price of admission, right? He is the oohs and ahs. You watch him every single week, and you're just like, what spectacular play is he going to make. And sometimes he makes great, spectacular plays that only he can make. And sometimes, he'll make a play and his pass catchers won't help him out. We've seen that happen multiple times where pass catchers have it, fumble it away, drop it away. And of course, it all goes back onto his ledger because we're talking about quarterbacks. So it's always a win or a loss for a quarterback. All the stuff that happens in between, most people won't care about and talk about in the history of that particular player. And so for me, at number 2, it's Mr. Action himself, Action Jackson, Lamar Jackson, number 2 quarterback that the Cowboys will have to face this year. The last time the Cowboys played the Baltimore Ravens at home, it was historic. It was historic for Baltimore. It was historic for the Cowboys as well because he and Derrick Henry, they ran for over 300 yards. And so, you don't want that number being put on your head again. But the Cowboys will take on the Baltimore Ravens in Rio. This year, it'll be a home game for the Cowboys, but you still got to deal with Action Jackson in Rio.
Number 2 for me is a player that once wore number 2, and then he switched it to number 1, and he's been nothing but fun. He comes in on your list a little low for my liking for a player that has won a Super Bowl and has been a Super Bowl MVP and arguably played better than Patrick Mahomes in one Super Bowl. That's neither here nor there. He's done it. You can say what you want. He has a new offensive coordinator every single year. And we talked about it on the last episode. Terminology can be crazy. This quarterback learns new terminology every single year, puts that aside, and still plays winning football at a consistent level. Say what you want. Oh, he's not a quarterback. Man, whatever. He is a winner. He's been a winner at every level. Give me Jalen Hurts, number 2.
Wow. That's high. That's high. That's high for Jalen Hurts. That is Jalen Hurts definitely benefits from having the best team on this entire list. His teams are always stacked around him. Listen, that's Howie Roseman does a great job with putting, fantastic players. And you can talk about going against Saquon and A.J. Brown when he was there, Devontae and Goddard and all the tight ends. And then the defense has always been on the best defense in the league. The offensive line,
AJ's not there anymore, and you might make the argument that they won despite AJ being there. Of course, AJ made plays, but sometimes, dog, like there's addition by subtraction. I think Philadelphia is going to be.
We'll find out this season. This season will definitely be a telltale sign whether trading away one of your best receiver weapons. You got Malachi Lemon. That they drafted from USC. We'll see how that fits along, and Smitty will step up and be the number 1 wide receiver, and we'll see. All right, number 1 for me, I just think, when you talk about the quarterback position, it doesn't get any better than this. Like right now, he has a Super Bowl, has won an MVP. When he's done playing football, he'll have the numbers up there with some of the greats. He'll finish with some of the most passing yards in NFL history. This dude he's your quarterback's quarterback. Like you want this dude calling the plays for you on Sunday, and as long as he can stay healthy, he gives you a chance. And as you know, he takes guys like 5th and 6th round picks and turn them into stars, right? And so this is one of my favorite quarterbacks, and he's under the tutelage and the coaching, to me, of the best play caller, the best offensive schemer in the National Football League, in Sean McVay. My number 1 quarterback the Cowboys have to face this year will be Matthew Stafford.
That's fair. I'm not mad at it. Stafford is in my top 3. Not mad at it at all. However, when it comes down to it, the most dangerous player at any position in the NFL, I don't give a darn who you bring. Lamar Jackson, to me, regardless of what his players do, pass catchers, what have you, and I know he hasn't been healthy. However, we all know what happened when he gets a new offensive coordinator. He goes out and has an MVP season. So he has 2 MVPs, and as you mentioned, we saw what happened the last time Lamar Jackson lined up against the Dallas Cowboys. Things are different this year. New players, new coordinator, I get it, but still, he is the most dangerous player at the position, running or throwing, because people say, oh, well, he can't throw. His passing numbers actually have improved the more time he's been in the league. So he can throw the ball, but again, sometimes his receivers, tight ends, they get those Edward Scissorhands. So give me Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson, employee number 8 is my number 1 quarterback the Cowboys got to face.
Listen, you can argue it, but you can't argue it. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like Stafford, Jackson, Stafford. I think, at that 1-2 spot on this list, I think they both are equally dangerous in what they're able to do, right? Lamar and his athletic ability, Stafford and his knowledge and throwing ability. They both can dissect you and pick you apart and just make defensive coordinators have nightmares. Defensive coordinators don't sleep well the night before they got to play Matthew Stafford or Lamar Jackson. So I think having them, whether I have it 1 or 2 or you have it 1 or 2, however you have them on that list, the fact remains the same that those 2 dudes are the most dangerous quarterbacks that the Cowboys will have to face this season because of what the thing that they do well. Nobody else does it like them. They separate themselves because of their knowledge and throwing ability and then their athletic ability. That's just what it is. And so, yeah, like you said, Stafford 1, Lamar 1, potato, tomato. Both of them give you headaches.
No question. Both of them give you headaches. Again, Believe in Cowboys. We appreciate you for listening, liking, and subscribing. All delivered to you by FanDuel. We got similar players in our top 3. You had Jordan Love in your top 3. I had Jalen Hurts in my top 3. So is there any other place on the list that you looked at it and you said, hold on, player, what you doing?
No, I mean, yeah, I thought Jalen Hurts was a little bit high on your list. But I mean, you're right. I mean, he does have the winning record. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's played well and really, really well in 1 Super Bowl, out-dueling Patrick Mahomes. I just look at Jalen Hurts at times, man. It's tough to watch him at quarterback. When you look at games throughout the year, he's like 125 yards in 4 quarters. Like that's tough. 150 yards. Like you just look at, at times, does Jalen Hurts go and win games with his shoulder, with his arm? You know what I mean? Like that's the part consistently. The sun can shine on the dog's butt every now and again as well. And so I'm not hating on Jalen Hurts. I just thought that was pretty high. And again, we started off at the end of this roster kind of very similar. We finished at the top very similar. And that's the parity of the National Football League. That 4-5 to about 7-8, that can kind of flip-flop depending on how you look at things. But our start and our finish are pretty similar in what we look like as far as players. So the parity in the league is there, and you can flip those other players. They're not far off from being close together, whether it's Mayfield or Purdy or Lawrence or Darnold. You didn't have Darnold in your top 10 at all.
Did not have Sam Darnold. Yeah. I mean, listen, you can make the argument. I know that Danny Dimes got hurt, but we could have seen a Colts Seahawks Super Bowl. At week 9 in the season, we who knows what could have happened if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt? Who knows? Because Indy was rolling and they had just got Sauce Gardner and everything. So who knows? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Yeah, we will. So just to review, C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Jay Daniels, Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, and Stafford. That is your list going from 10 to 1. I got C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Jay Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, and Lamar Jackson as my number 1. Add us if you want to. And like my co-host said right here, make sure you have your list ready. Don't just show up and point fingers and I can't believe you da-da-da-da-da. Make sure you have your list ready.
That's it. If your list ain't ready, don't at me. If you got a list and you want to present your list, cool beans. Then we can have a civil conversation about the list, because that's what sports are about, right? It's the barbershop talk. We have a list and we feel this way, and you have barbershop talk respectfully all the way through, because it's just sports talk. So you come respectfully with your list, I come respectfully with my list. We put our list up one another, and we see where it falls.
Hey, we're all going to see what happens this season. Looking forward to everything that's going down. And again, this is all brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing. we'll see you again. And we're going to have these top 10s going on until we get to training camp. So, Justin, before we get out of here, any words for the people that you got?
Absolutely, man. I think a lot of people should live by this. If they hang with everybody, they shouldn't be able to hang with you. Eliminate the contingencies.
Hey, he said it best: love, respect, and salute.